Hello, true duelists. My name is Craig V, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. In a fitting follow-up to the last 2 weeks of updates, this week there are no new cards for me to go over, which means I guess I have to actually try in this week. But if you're looking for someone who didn't try, look no further than whoever it is that made the first ever Master Duel ban list. That's right, Master Duel got the game's first ban list, surely fixing some of the problems in its best of one format. Rongo, VFD, Banquet FTKs, and other things the community has been complaining about for months. I'm kidding, of course, you already know that none of that happened. This is week-old news by now, and you know this list, the limiting of Ben 10 and Conquistador of the Golden Land, because for every logical hit they gave us a stupid one. The semi-limits including DD Dynamite and Sekka's Light, Fusion Destiny and Torn Scales, Fractal, Lao Lao, Cobalt Sparrow, Roxy's Analyzer, and Unlimiting REDMD. Yeah, you've heard every take there is to have about this, so I'm not gonna really add to it. It's just a bad list that does almost nothing. But it does show that they know DPE will be a concern, so it's something. Copium. In better news, congratulations go out to this week to Chris Lofton of Lofton TCG for winning last week's YCS Bogota with Despia. Taking the event after promising to win it at YCS Charlotte, it's a big win for Chris, and anyone who thought Despia wouldn't be that good can finally shut up. Please, it's clearly a good deck. He was kind enough to post his deck profile on his channel, so go ahead and check that out if you are interested. TCG players can look forward to OTS stores hosting the Back to Duel event this coming May, where you can win playmats and field centers and possibly more, depending on your OTS stores. The art for these feature Arcana Knight Extra Joker, the Face Cards Link 3. It's okay, I completely forgot this thing existed too, but a win's a win, right? And a prize is a prize. We also have the box art confirmed for the upcoming Crystal Beast structure deck. You won't believe it, the deck featuring the Rainbow Dragon upgrade has got a box art featuring the Rainbow Dragon upgrade. And rainbow colors. How exciting. This is nothing new, but it does serve as a clear visual piece of evidence that the deck will be a deck and not just imports from a pack like Agents got. And speaking of Agents, Ghost from the Past 2 drops just 7 days away from now on May 6th or May 5th for Europeans. Pre-sale prices are available on TCG Player, showing a Luber sitting at about $45 per copy, and the Ghost Rare Dark Magician Girl just shy of $900. Sucks to like DM cards, I suppose. Also relevant from TCG Player, this chart showing the price of Dinomorphia Theresia spiking as players are buying up cards from this engine. But why is this happening, you might be wondering? Well, after hits to the Adventurer engine and the OCG, it seems that Dinomorphia Despia is shaping up to be the best version of branded decks. Will the same hold true for us here in the TCG? It's hard to say. Did my friend Mark pick up the Dinomorphia engine he wanted to get before these price spikes? I have a feeling when I ask him that question, the answer for him will be hard to say. Lastly, for sales news, it seems Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 is the worst selling set in all of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Seen here in this chart. Who could have seen this coming? A collection of reprints of cards that were bad in their debut years of 2009 through to 2011, who only got worse with time, with a very few notable exceptions. And I do mean few, because I think Trishula with My Bias, Stratos, and Skill Drain are about the only cards in the set that see some amount of regular use these days. If only the Time Wizard format announced by Konami some months ago had actually been used, and the Hidden Arsenal sets from that era could be used to justify people buying that pack so that we could use a 2011 era deck format and you could still lose with your Flamvel deck to Tengu Plant. because it's hard to justify buying a set with unironic reprints of Medium of the Ice Barrier and Neo Flamvel Saber. Oh well. I got my cheap secret rare armory arms for my decks, and these two nice Trishula dice. Thank you, Konami. These are way bigger than I thought they'd be. Penis joke. Players may be interested to learn about Taiwan's Spring Duel Festival, or more accurately, the Labrynth Sleeves being introduced at the event. They are not for sale conventionally, meaning if you're wanting a set, you're going to have to be getting them on a secondhand market. I'm sure whatever they cost will be more than worth it for sleeves of our game's 8,412th version of generic anime girls. Also not from the TCG, some stores in Japan will be holding events on the weekend of May 21st and 22nd where players can win one of 8 deck boxes, ranging in quality from the absolute goat of Melfi art, Drytron Meteonis as a box, and this deck box here, which seems to be of the same quality as anything I posted on DeviantArt in 2008. Dog shit. In community news, the Progression series dropped again with Rise of Destiny. In a turn of events as impactful as the cards in Rise of Destiny itself, Gage went with a control strategy, featuring Wave Motion Cannon and of all things, back to Clown Control. Simo continued with Beat Down Chaos featuring Berserk Gorilla, and I don't think anyone was surprised by this week's outcome. A very swift 2-0 in favor of Simo. Kudos to Gage for at least trying to diversify the episodes a bit, knowing that the packs are too lackluster to really affect their decks or games in general, but he chose Clown Control against Chaos Beatdown, and that's better than any joke that I could even try to come up with, so. The series score is now 5-9 in favor of Gage, who will almost certainly be going back to the Chaos deck that will define the next 10 to 20 episodes of the series. The longest ever match on Dueling Book wrapped up last week, lasting 318 minutes and 38 seconds. The Sword Soul vs. Tri-Brigade match was undoubtedly a great use of just over 5 hours. Sword Soul lost the match, which is completely irrelevant, just like the limit to Tenki in terms of Tri-Brigade's overall playability, after losing exactly 0 pieces of its engine. Still, 5 hours on Dueling Book is, I'm pretty sure, purgatory for a good number of us, so kudos to the combatants for putting up with that. That's more than half of most people's workday. One duel. Drama in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter community this week. A chain of tweets from Dire Yugioh, Farfa, and King Scarlet got heated this past week? No, it did not. This segment is purely filler, just wanting to showcase this joke tweet from Dire. It's not a great joke, but it did earn a nose exhale from me. One of those. And that's really the highest honor one can get from a tweet, so I'm mentioning it. And lastly this week, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anonymous Twitter account had a post about an absolute Chad duelist who played Speedroid and would never admit defeat. Always playing the duel out to the last card even if they couldn't play anything underneath Scythe Locks and the DPEs and everything else great about our format. That is until they were cyberbullied in real life, having their deck called Slowroids, and ultimately abandoning locals. Which is a damn shame, and if they ever see this, know that we here at the Update always stan a king. Or a queen. We stan a true duelist no matter what. Go back, Captain Speedroid, and win every single game you can. Take what you can and give nothing back. Shoutouts to 2003 Cinema for that line. And so that wraps it up for this week's update. As always, I'm your host, Craig Fee, and make sure you subscribe to Yugioh Strats for next week's update and so that you too can become a true duelist.